So today we're going to be fixing my iPhone XS. I've had it for quite a while, and it survived quite a few drops. And then one day, it didn't anymore. um, Back screen is cracked. Front screen has a small crack. I don't know where that one came from. And then I had replaced the battery in this off camera previously, and during removal of that, I split the harness. So now I can only accept phone calls via the speakerphone, which makes private conversations rather difficult. I'll have to get down for this. I'm also using a very tiny microphone. That's this little guy right here. It is an RCA microphone that's supposed to be used for a reel-to-reel that I found. It's probably very quiet. I have the gain turned up. It's probably picking up every little hiss in the room. That's just the way things go sometimes. It's probably not going to be a permanent setup, but it's what I have right now. And the reason I do that is because the microphone camera is universal. It goes all the way around. It picks up everything in the room. And I'm tired of having to remove the buzz from that. So I'll have to remove the buzz from this instead. I've taken this apart once before. I will have to do so again. I have to remove the wiring harness. I'm fairly certain I will need a heat gun. Luckily, I actually do have one now. I did not have one in the past. I have to replace this little guy because I spliced one of the wires. I'll show that to you guys later. This should be a complete replacement screen. I actually never opened it. There you go. So that's a new front panel screen for it. Hooray! This should be a new back panel. Yeah, so this is my new back panel as well. All these are different parts. It did not come as one kit. I had to source each part individually, but I'm hoping that will work. Please read instructions carefully, and better to search related installing video on YouTube. Wait, let me try that again. Please read the instructions carefully, and better to search related installing video on YouTube. No, that's right. Or ask a professional to install. No. Because the screen and cable are relatively fragile, do not pull the cable during removal process. Please operate carefully to avoid damage. The length of screws is different. Please remember the corresponding position during the disassembly process. Improper installation will damage the screen. Before you begin, discharge your iPhone battery below 25%. Charged lithium-ion battery can catch fire and or explode if accidentally punctured. My battery is currently at 100% because I don't use it very much, so here we are. I'm not going to read all the instructions to you guys. Well, let's go ahead and go. I also have to remove and replace the harness. That means I have to dig very, very deep into the guts of this thing and possibly look up some instructions on how to do that. Screen protector. Alright, perfect. It's actually very thick. I mean, very thick. If I didn't know any better, I'd say that's the glass for my screen rather than a screen protector. Because, I mean, it's plexiglass. I can feel it as plexiglass, but that's very thick indeed. Alright. So I went on a little adventure and I found out two things. The first is, these are straight taken from iFixit. Stolen images and everything. They took out everything. They took out everything that shows an iFixit logo because iFixit sells its own parts. But these are straight up taken from there, which is fine. They're good instructions. It's just, you know, cite your sources. Second thing I found is iFixit sells these. They do not have instructions on how to replace them. So I'm just going to have to wing that. So I'll start with the screen stuff, and I'll have to dig in deep enough to get to everything else along with that. I strip out my screws. Okay. Oh, there's a third screwdriver. Let me guess, all that work and I've just been stripping the screw out. Found it! Alright, here we go. Just a gentle tug on a broken screen I'm going to replace. Come on. I mean, there's still glue on it. It's still sticky. It's just less sticky than it was before. There you go. Come on. There you go. There you go, buddy. See? Wasn't that bad. Didn't die or anything. Very, very careful not to tear the harness. There it is. Alright, so there's a new battery I put in. Open the display. Remove the Y000 screw, securing the logic board connector bracket to the following lengths. Of the following lengths. 3 1.0mm Y000 screws, 1 1.3mm Y000 screw, 1 3.7mm Phillips screw. Throughout this repair, keep track of each screw and make sure it goes back exactly where it came from to avoid damaging your iPhone. Okay. See, I'm assuming I restored them to their previous location in the correct manner the last time I did this. These things are so tiny. Ow. Yeah. So the problem is I'm working with a screen harness here, and I don't want to tear it or move it, but every single time I shift, I don't know why the paper wants to be with me. I don't know if that makes any sense, but the paper really wants to be my friend right now. Now it says there's another screw here. There it is. I've taken this out before. Should feel like I know what I'm doing. Use the point of a spudger or a clean fingernail to pry the battery connector out from the socket on the logic board. Try not to damage the black silicon seal surrounding this and other board connectors. These seals provide extra protection against water and dust intrusion. Bend the connector slightly away from the logic board to prevent it from accidentally making contact with the socket and providing power to the phone during your repair. Use the point of a spudger or a fingernail to disconnect the front panel sensor assembly connector. I don't have a spudger, but I do have a teeny tiny pry hook. Do I have a clean fingernail? Eek. I think that was it. Now, the cool part is I never glued this battery down, and I can actually feel it moving when I move my phone, so I should be able to lift. It's not this black one here, is it? Holding the screen up is such a pain. I can't wait until I can remove it. Ah, there you go. Okay. Alright, battery is removed. We'll put that back later. It's supposed to be glued down. Here you can see... Where is it? It's flattened itself out now. It's extremely hard to see even for me, so I'm not going to bother zooming in or anything, but there's a spot right here where the wireless connects to the buttons on the side, and then it connects to everything else, including my microphone, I guess, down here. So I don't know how much of this I have to take apart to make this work. I'm hoping not as much as I think I do, because my volume buttons don't work either. So I'm hoping that's all one bit. But basically, what happened was the battery had to come out, and they used those pull glues where you pull on them and they squirk out. Well, they didn't squirk; it just tore. And so I had to stick a screwdriver under there. And, well, actually, it was just one of these, you know. And I was very gently prying up a lithium-ion battery with a volt charge, and when I got done, I realized I'd snagged that little cable right there. And well, here we are. These buttons don't work anymore, and for whatever reason, my earphone doesn't work anymore. So I have to assume that either messed up more than just the button assembly, or that somehow powers it. So that's what we're going with, is that somehow powers it. Could it be I didn't damage it and it was just never plugged back in? No, I unplugged this one. That was me. I did that. No, never mind. Never mind. That was me. I did that. See, I'm doing a replacement screen. I don't think the replacement screen has these bits on it. Maybe it does. I don't know. But I have to act like it doesn't, because I haven't looked that closely before. Pop right out. All right. I'm missing a step. I know I am. I'm not crazy. And I say that because I can see that... Oh, no, that's just a screw hole. Hold up. Closer look. Oh, okay. Nope. It's a lie. It's this one. That's where it was glued to the surface. It just looks like it's screwed down. Alright. Gonna be in our own way a little bit. Kind of have to be, because I have to come at this cable from this side. So it was glued here, but it comes down to here. Which the picture showed me, but... Ta-da! Woo! Alright, now it's in two halves, and I can actually work with, like, things instead of fiddling with it. And my legs have gone to sleep. Downside is I don't have a place to sit. Ah, mayhaps I do. Hold up. Alright, now I'm going to be bumping the table a lot, but never underestimate the power of a 5-gallon bucket. Oh, this is so much nicer now. I got blood back in my legs. Where was I? I am going to turn my whole phone around, though, so I'm looking at it from the correct direction, because I'm not done yet. So, what... That's upsetting. And it's the reason this is upsetting is simply because this is under that. That's a big deal. And I have no instructions on how to remove any of that noise. I may need to find... iFixit may not have instructions for this, but I may need to find instructions on how to remove this, because I can pry on it all day very gingerly and hope that it pops out. But in all honesty, I know it's glued to the base. Like, I know it's glued down. So I'm going to need a heat gun for one. I don't know how to take the back plate off, honestly. I should look that up too. I found one person who showed how to do it, and I'm missing some steps. I believe I'm fine here, but I do have to unclip all the clips, so, which of course makes sense. Is this just a bar, or is this actually plugged into something? So this is actually, these are screwed in. Okay, yeah, these are screwed in. Is this just glued on place? So I'm going to tug very gently. See what happens, what comes out. I don't want to tear any more of these stupid cables. This doesn't feel like a cable, it feels like a piece of plastic. Okay. Aha! Time for the tweezers. Actually, do need a pair of tweezers for this. Yeah, should just be a piece of glued on sticky wicket plastic. There you go. And then that's just a loose bit. Alright. Easy peasy squeezy. He had longer screwdrivers than I do. The funny thing about the backing is it broke in such a way as to suggest that it broke from the inside. It shattered from the center. And you say, well, you know, you could have dropped your phone. It's like, no, most of the time when you drop your phone, it shatters from the impact point or across. It literally looks like it had shattered from the center, which is why I did decide to replace the battery, because I'm like, I think my battery is falling. Yeah, this is the one that's working. It's just fighting me because it's never been out of its hole before. No, please leave me in my room. I'm sorry. It must come out for the safety and security of humanity. We need to be able to communicate. Random Phillips head right in the middle of all these other screws. Freaking love it. I think Apple learned how to make its phones from Nerf. What I was shown was that this is the camera lens, or the camera, which I'm not taking out, but I have to pop all of these out to get this out. And the problem I have with a lot of videos and a lot of learning things, learning aids, is to save time. They will ignore the fact that it takes time to get to things. So like, for instance, I have to take all these pins out. Now, I'm not doing this as an instructional video. I'm doing this as entertainment. So because I'm doing this as entertainment, I don't care if you can see what I can see. I don't care. Oh, well, that's not true. I need you to be able to see what I can see. But I don't care if it doesn't come across as instructional, because I'm not trying to teach you anything. I'm trying to show you that you have the power to do something, but I'm not showing you how to do that thing. I don't know if that makes any sense. But the basic idea is I'm showing you that even though iPhones are extremely complex and a pain in the tailbone to open up and to close again, that if you have patience and the correct tools, which oddly enough are usually provided for you gratis by the people who provide you with the replacement parts you're going for, you have the ability to repair these things. Again, just a little bit of patience and some time. But on YouTube and the internet, they go, oh yeah, let me show you how I fix this. And then they go, what? And the phone opens up and all the parts are separated. And having taken apart an iPhone twice, I know that that's BS, but it doesn't help any of you. Now, for the sake of brevity, like when they're like, I'm showing you how to repair a harness problem. I don't want to watch them dig into the phone. Duh. So yeah, it makes 100% sense. But to someone who's like, oh man, I need to replace the harness on my phone, how do I do that? And they literally plug a cell phone open, somebody's going to think they can do that too without the tools and whatever. And that's why I like iFixit at least with their instructions. So if if you go to iFixit first, get the instructions, then go watch YouTube videos for the things that you don't know how to do. This is fighting me really bad. There's no place to get my spudger in there. I don't know why that word entertains me. And it's kind of a negative connotation to it. It entertains me, but I'm mad about it. All right. So yeah, I'm being entertaining in the way that I'm just like, hey, let's just talk to the camera and see if my microphone works while I sit here and destroy a phone one clip at a time. People online were like, I'm going to show you how to do this thing. And I'm just like, cool. And you know what? Again, I got what I needed from the video. It had brevity. So I agree to that, but if I had not known previously all the other bits of taking an iPhone apart, if I hadn't known all the other things, then I wouldn't have been as good, careful, functional, useful, pigeons. One of the things I've not done is you're supposed to take out, the other thing he showed is you're supposed to take out your SD card, which I guess is a button here. I don't know how that works. They just showed him shoving a thing in there. This is long enough. I'm watching it go in. It's not getting jammed in the hole. It's actually pushing on the nubbin that it's supposed to push on. The door is kind of trying to come out, but it's not coming out. Did I accidentally partially eject it? Push it in. It comes out a little bit. Although it is coming out a bit more each time. I wonder if it really is just sticky because it's never been out before. A problem I could say we've all had from time to time. I'd be wrong, but I could say it. Ah! Just took 2 tries. Alright, come on. Hooray! My original SD card and everything. Oh, let's clean all that gunk off of there. Gross. To my knowledge, apart from the camera screw, this is not a screw, it's a screw hole. I've got all my screws out. Got all my pins out. I should, unless he was tricking me with his whole I did it already thing, this should come out. Okay, I'm just going to try it. This is not a screw hole. See, it's not a screw hole. So, sorry, all of these look like holes. Hole, hole, hole. Looks like a screw head. It's not a screw head. It looks like a screw head. It's not a screw head. It's where a screw was. It keeps screaming at me, I'm a screw head. And it's just like, you're not. You're really not. I think. Let's see. I'm gonna kind of divert a little bit. I have to replace this anyway. I'm gonna divert to the back. We're going round, Captain. The reason why is because I have this odd sensation that if I take this off, this becomes visible. I do now. I didn't before. I do now. Before I thought this was just on top of a metal plate, but it's inset. There's a lip here. See? If it's inset, this metal's not that thick. This might be stuck to the back of this glass. So I could probably pop it out, maybe, and avoid having to do any more damage to this guy. Maybe. I don't even know if this thing is adhered fully. It might be adhered fully, honestly. Like, absolutely from one end to the other. Well, let's do some exploratory surgery while we're in here, shall we? This is not how you're supposed to remove this, and I'm probably doing myself a service by doing it this way, but this part wanted to come out anyway, and I needed to test a theory, so here we are. Ah! Okay. Oh, that's very pretty. That's a very pretty copper in there. Well, no backing down now. I either fix this or I have a problem. That is literally pushing directly through. Yeah. So this is just a big hole. Okay, so removing the black glass then. I can't just... I mean, maybe I could. Alright, perfect. Look at that. Alright, so I got that part out. That's a start. That does also mean that I can maybe get my glass off, but it looks like it might be adhered, like, completely adhered. So I wonder how you're supposed to do that. I suppose if I looked up the instructions, somebody somewhere would... Ah! Did not cut myself. Small miracles. I am definitely gonna need a sweep in here. Which is great because I'm not wearing any socks or shoes. Stab myself again. Just finished. Doesn't that look terrible? It actually wasn't that bad once I figured out the process. I just had to be less light-handed on the heat. I actually had to go ham a little bit. And once I did that, the heat would actually dissipate through the metal. And I was able to pry it up. Alright. Now this didn't come with instructions that I recall. I did clean up the back a little bit. I'm not going to do any isopropyl alcohol or anything like that. I'm going to leave whatever adhesive is on there. But now what should happen is it should fit like a glove. One might hope. It's on an adhesive right now, so I'm hoping that's what's keeping the lip up. But it should sit something like that, you know, which is nice. 3M300L lens, which I think means that this is an OEM part. I did try to get OEM parts. If they didn't have them, I just went with whatever. Because again, I'm just replacing the phone for the sake of phone. Yeah, go on there straight. Probably should have cleaned it. You can hear the glass crunching. Oh, tiny glass shards everywhere. Oof. Don't like that. That is sticky. Maybe I left some glass shards on that I shouldn't have. Oh, there's one. Okay. I gotcha. So some few things that look like glue are actually leftover glass shards, so I just gotta scrape them off. Tiny ones will come off pretty easy. Okay, that should be better. But I think those are the only two I was hearing crunch. As much as I like to, I don't want cat hair in it. Alright. Still a little crunchy. Alright. That's definitely going to be crunchy because it's this whole table's covered in glass. Like, you're just going to hear crunch at that point. Alright. I took a bunch of stuff out that I have to put back, including the cameras that actually have, funnily enough, they have QR codes on the cameras inside the body of the shell. I find that funny. That's not even the right screw. No, you go here. Ah, there we go. Yep, that's what I was going to say. You are not the right screw to go there. That's the right screw to go there. Alright, there we go. Cool. Alright, now before I put the other bits in, I have to get this little guy in. Hooray! This is the whole point of this entire thing, was to put this little guy back. Alright. Apparently he's inside two bags. No, yeah, I was going to say, am I crazy? No, it's inside two bags. Okay, the second one like a sticky... Oh, it's a stickier. It's a sticker. Okay. So it just fits right there on top of that. But I have to peel and stick to do that, I guess, is how this works. Oh yeah, it's that's pretty cool that it comes with its own stick. You just don't tear the same cable you tore last time, my dude. And you and I will have a good time. I need something to let me grab hold. Anything will do. I don't care what. Wait, what? Hello. I'm less than pleased by what's going on right now. Geniuses. They stuck it to this plastic and the plastic doesn't want to let go now. Wait, I might have a fold. I might have a fold. See how much damage I do though. Because if I start doing damage, I'm just going to cut the plastic around it and leave it. Alright, well there it is. There it is. Okay. It's not that sticky, but it's sticky enough. Jesus. Alright, pull it off the other end. I'm going to be very, very careful with that bit right there. Oh dear Lord, that was terrible. No idea if this is now sticky or not. I don't care. I'm pressing it down as if it is. Completely around. So this came flat. This piece came flat. This one came out unflat. So I'm trying to figure... Oh, it's folded. It's folded down on itself. This hasn't been folded yet. Come on. One of the comments I see a lot on YouTube. People are not on my videos because I don't do this, but comment I see a lot is, I love how you show your mistakes. It's like, I show my mistakes. People just don't notice because the entire video was a mistake. Like, the act of making the video was an oopsie, I shouldn't have done it. Well, okay, yeah. I don't know if right goes on top or not, but this is now how it lives. So I gotta screw this in before it falls out. So from this side, it was these pins down here, which would be, this is my top one. Alright. That's a crunchy sound I don't like. But whatever, I got the screw in. Alright, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Alright, with that out of the way, I think I can put its brains back in. Alright, so this one's actually... Oh, I did get this out, and the way I got this out is that was a screw up there. Someone called it an offset screw. Basically, it requires a very special kind of bit to pull out, one I do not have. So I just did what you normally do when you don't have the correct thing. I used brute force, and I literally pushed really, really hard into the screw head, and then was able to get it unscrewed. I didn't have to push super duper hard, but I pushed hard into the screw head and finally came loose. So I did do that. So yeah, me cranking on it was not a smart idea. The biggest hang up here is there's these pins here, here, and here that they're up, and you have to go onto them like that. I guess if I could do a good symbol. And then down here there's that pin that pushes out the SD card slot. The pin, you have to go under that pin, so you have to go over the rod, under the pin, over the rod. You have to kind of twist it in and twist it out. I had to wiggle it a ton, and that's when I had an open back because my glass was broken. Now I don't have that, so I got to figure out how this goes without mucking it up. Oh, actually, I think that did it. I have two things here that need to go back on. They're over in this corner. They got to snap in. Eek. Okay, both of those are in, and now I take this, and this actually goes over the top of these little connectors here, and that screw there. Now this is the screw that I said I just pressed really hard, and it's going to be this one. Because they're threaded screws, if that makes any sense. No, it doesn't. Let me say it like that. So, what it is it is a screw that another screw screws into. I was like panicked for half a second, and I'm like, I didn't install my screen, which I didn't. But this is also not part of installing the screen. So I need to back up to where we're installing the screen and then install the new screen. So we're okay. So it says connect the digitizer cable and the battery cable to reattach. Press connectors like this one. Carefully align and press down one side until it clicks into place, and repeat the other side. Do not press down on the middle. If the connector is misaligned, the pin can bend, causing permanent damage. Test every app and make sure that it works normally. Please press an icon on the screen to move around to check it works smoothly. Okay, so it says remove display assembly and then test new screen. Here's a new screen. Now please test if it works well before install. Earpiece speaker and front sensor. That's this right here. The earpiece speaker and front sensor has to be removed from the old screen. They don't sell you that. That's fine. Doesn't matter. I have one. So I need to go ham. It's one of those moments again, guys. Oh, you are the tiniest of tiny screws, aren't you? This is actually the proper screwdriver for this tiny screw. I feel like this is glued, not screwed. Or it uses an alignment. Let me look at the other screen. I think it uses an alignment. Huzzah! Hello, screen. Okay. Oh, it uses 2 alignment pins. Here and here. And that's not screwed in. That's glued on. Or melted on. I may have to pop, I think I have to pop this one. I'm really not a fan, but I literally don't see the screw head, I just see raw plastic. Because I see where the pins are, it's here and here, and it's here and here. There's a screw here, there's a 10-inch screw there, that's here. There are no other screws in this. And then there's this pin here, this has a screw hole in it, but this is melted plastic. So, I mean, did they screw it down and then melt the plastic over it? Wiggle it just a little bit. Hello. Hopefully I didn't damage something doing that. I did. Well, damn. Well, I did because I can see where it snapped off here. Where the cable both tore and it snapped off. Okay, that's just... Because if there's a screw in there, it's hidden under something. Yeah, they melted the plastic over the top of the screw. I mean, I probably should have been more gentle about it. I didn't realize there was a beam here, but... Okay, well. So I did that. This cable not only tore, but this, the sensor that it's attached to was actually, I'm going to say it was made badly. I had to rip the metal off because this plastic melted on top of the screw head, and there's literally nothing I can do for that. So this sensor and wait, is that my earpiece again? I hope that's not my speaker. I'm gonna cry because that's literally why I fixed this thing. All right, hold up. Yeah, that's toast. Worst case scenario, I get another replacement. Open it up again. Fix it the right way. But for now, I can't do anything with that. It's damaged. So hopefully my phone boots up and it works. I don't know. We'll find out. All right. Drop that in there. Drop it in. Okay. Okay, that goes there. That one went up here. So I have to assume that these two go down here and they're all twisty, which is nice. I like when they're all twisty like that. Okay. I have to assume that's correct because it didn't click, but it's also not popping out again, so. Okay. I'm not gluing anything back together because I'm going to have to open it again. Will it turn on? I don't know. Let's find out. Press the button, Max. Wait, which is my power button again? I feel like I lost my power button. Oh, I see an Apple logo. Ooh, you got clicks going on. That's good. Ooh, do not like how that looks when you push on it. Peel. Oh, well that's, okay, that is darker than it was before. That actually looks really good. Okay, let me tell you this. You guys may know this screenshot. It's from Transistor. Hey, Tony. Cool. This old Tony uploaded a video 11 minutes ago. Anyway, this is from Transistor. Now, I know for a fact that this is a very vibrant green image because it's been on my phone for since the game came out. Like, I've literally not changed this cover image since the game came out. This is not the vibrant green. Every time I look up at the video, it's just like it disappears. This is not the vibrant green that I remember, but this is not a bad color scheme either. This is actually very dark, very noir, very pretty. So I think it's wrong, but it looks good. So yeah, the colors are a little bit more dull than they were before, less vibrant. I'm actually kind of okay with that. The whole thing feels like it's on fire. I'm not okay with that. So we'll see if my phone catches fire. Um, Another voicemail. Okay, my phone's like telling me I'm getting all sorts of stuff. Anyway, so I can't really. Well, I guess I can test. I guess I'd have to make a phone call to test to see if my speaker's dead. But if that's my speaker's dead. Um, so I'm not going to do that on here because there's only one person I can call, and yeah. But I'll tell you guys whether or not it works. So phone works. Made a call. Earpiece does not work because of course I tore it out, which is obvious, but the speakers still work, so I'm still stuck with recording or with making phone calls out in the open where everyone can hear. I'm just gonna have to find a donor phone and just grab the earpiece off of that and swap it out, and hopefully that'll be easier than what I just did. I won't have to worry about any of the other components, but if I need a secondary phone for whatever, I have all the parts and pieces. So I'm gonna. Ha! Oh, that's nice. That's nice. So with all my flopping around and fixing my phone and everything, I don't know if you can see that right there. There is now a crack right along that line. I don't even know how. Like, it feels like it's warped right there. Like maybe it's getting too warm. Maybe that's it. Maybe my phone's getting too warm. But yeah, I already have a crack right there. Oh, I love it. I love it. I can't see that, but I know it's on camera. But yeah, you can kind of see how it. Yep. All right. So I was my original case. I bought this when I bought the phone. As you can see, it is falling apart. There's actually they had metal panels all around it. Those are all gone, and it had a metal panel top and bottom. Those are gone. So it's just the one in the middle. It's the only one I have that fits this phone. And since I already have a crack in the back, I guess I can just go back to hiding it. But at least at minimum, that one crack in the back will keep it from crinkling whenever I use it. So, you know, positive vibes. Fixed phone, give or take. Um, Once again, I'd like to thank you all for joining me on today's video. And if nothing else, this is not a video to teach you how to how to fix an iPhone. It is actually a video to show you how not to fix an iPhone, but it's also to show you that these things look daunting. They seem daunting, but they're not. They're just a bunch of little parts that are easily assembled by either people or a machine, and they're easy to fix. They take some time, but that's about it. Just follow the instructions and you're good to go. So I encourage anyone who's got a phone, or whether it's one they use or an old one, or an old piece of tech or whatever, anything you like that you might want to put back together or fix or upgrade or do something with, don't be afraid to dive in. I mean, I broke this one now almost as bad as it was when I put it together. There's no shame in that. It's slightly better than it was. I'll do it again, and it'll be slightly better than it is now, and then I'll be slightly better at making these things work. So, yeah, I encourage you all to go out and try it for yourself. It's a lot of fun. And with that, I will see you next time.